Congratulations on a tremendous win. Just you got to be super proud of your guys on senior night and the way that they performed, especially down the stretch.
Absolutely. We got down 9 and, a lot of teams wouldn't have responded that way, but very proud of the guys. I thought Will Richardson just took the game over and really made some good plays. We finished some things at the basket, but our defense really tightened up. We finally started getting some deflections. When they had their run, they were throwing the ball wherever they wanted. They drove it wherever they wanted. We were just a step behind them the whole night until, Chandler Lawson, man, gave us a big lift in our press. His energy and got some hands on some balls, and that length made him lob some passes. But when we got deflections and turnovers, it just changed the tempo of the game.
Jules Bernard, the last time he scored was at the 13:28 mark when you guys got down 9. After that, the deflections, the press just took him out of the game. Was that really a big key to slow him down finally?
Well, he was killing us. He was getting to the rim. He hit threes. He was absolutely killing us. I think he shot 6 layups in the first half and an open 3. He had 15 points and 6 layups. He was getting to the rim whenever he wanted. He's physical, but we just didn't slide our feet. Again, I thought we were steps slow, for a large part of the game. And like I said, the press gave us some energy and some deflections gave us some energy and got us going. But they were really hurting us with dribble penetration. But I thought when we started switching some of the ball screens and making them shoot over us, and the guys did a tremendous job of fronting Riley in the post. And, we got a lot of deflections, them trying to go in. So, I thought that was a big part of it too.
Lastly, for me, Coach, just how big of a win is this for you guys? A chance to do something pretty special coming up on Sunday with one more game in front of you.
Absolutely. It's been a long year. The 2 pauses, injury to Will, injury to Dante. But I really proud of the guys for sticking together and hanging with our coaching staff and going through the ups and downs and really doing a great job. And, we know we got a tough game on Sunday. Oregon State's playing really well. I think they won again tonight, and, we're going to have our hands full. So, and we got to win the game to win the league. So going to be a big challenge. Going to be a big challenge for us.
All right, Coach, I'll turn it over to everybody else. Thanks for the time. Congrats again, and we'll catch up with you Sunday.
All righty. Thanks.
All right, let's start with Rob Mosley.
Coach, when you go down 9 and then you do start forcing some turnovers and getting some deflections, like you say, initially you weren't converting them into points. I think you got 5 stops that you turned into 4 total points. Were you worried in that stretch that you weren't going to take advantage of it and that might come back to bite you?
Absolutely. We expended a lot of energy trying to get that game at that pace. And when it doesn't pay off, a lot of times guys give into it. And, credit to our bench and our coach. We just kept, hey, we got the game sped up. We got it where we want it. They're not controlling the tempo. And so fortunately, Chandler stayed with it. Our bench stayed with it. And eventually we did get it turned around. But you're right. You expend that much energy and nothing good, or you don't get enough good out of it. We missed some free throws, had travel call. We just did some things, but had a couple turnovers. And, we just didn't give ourselves, that opportunity. I mean, we worked our tail off to get them to turn it over 14 times, and then we would just give it back to them on a silly turnover. So I was worried at that point, Rob, that, we might lose our edge.
James Crepea, the Oregonian.
Dana, can you speak to the chess match of the game within the game throughout the course of it for you? Because even in the first half, it's probably a bit faster than you maybe expected since they play at such a slow tempo. I know you took Eugene and LJ out at one point, I think before the under 12. You had a long spurt where I'm sure you didn't want them out that long. But they score and dominate the paint, but then you turn it in the second half against them. They get the lead, you get back. just the chess match of it all, from every aspect, the substitutions, Chandler going in, every part of this. Like you say, the players did their thing, but you really had to manage throughout this too.
Well, it's not an exact science, and you're right. We had the one where the game just went for 4 minutes, and I probably should have taken a timeout earlier. I thought we got really tired there and had some bad possessions. The points in the paint, James, the first half, they had 30, and we knew we couldn't let them. They only got 12 the second half. We turned that around. I think we had 26 in the second half. So, we got to the rim a little bit more, and we wanted to drive and try to, draw some fouls, go to the rim. And, I thought that helped us. The press definitely did. The guys made a call. We were struggling, and they wanted to go man and switch everything. And it was a great call by our team. I had them in the huddle, and I go, fellas, we're not getting any stops. What do you want? You become accountable. We got to get stops. And, they wanted to go to man and switch everything. And they did a tremendous job with it. Front in the post, Will and Will and Eric at times, LJ, Chris, all kept it out of Riley's hands pretty good. And so I thought that was a big key. The team really bought into what they wanted to do, and really took it over. And we always come back man out of our press, James. But we had dead ball situations, and we went to the man in the half court also.
All right, Matt Preem, 247 Sports.
In the first half, Chandler didn't play the best half of basketball for you. What did you see in him that put him at the top of that press in the second half? Because you could argue he was.
Matt, you're breaking up.
I think what you asked, Matt, is what did we see in Chandler? He didn't play well the first half. Second half, we had to give somebody a blow, and Chandler's good on the front of the press. He gets hands on balls and with those long arms. And so it was just, I thought LJ needed a rest. LJ's on the front of the press if Chandler's not in there, but I put Chandler in there just to give LJ a quick rest. It was right before the 8-minute timeout, and I wanted to give LJ a quick rest, but Chandler went in there and just got it going. And so I stayed with it, and I thought I did a tremendous job.
How much did the benches, it seemed like to hype him up, to keep him going? How much did that help him too, you feel like? Just confidence?
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, just think if we had the crowd and, the turnovers started to happen, our crowd would have really been in it, and the energy. That's why you win, games at home. And there's been a lot more road wins by everybody this year, because the energy is just not there. And so I thought, the bench energy was a big factor, Matt.
Max Torres, Scooped Up.
Dana, you talked a little bit earlier about defending Riley. He didn't hurt you guys a lot, with the scoring, but talk a little about what your strategy was, trying to take him out of the game with that physical presence down low.
Well, he is a load down there, and he's scoring some baskets. And, we tried to front him and double him a little bit, make him kick it out. Sometimes we responded well to the rotations. We missed one, LJ missed one, but I thought the guys did a good job, and keeping the ball out of his hands. He was 4 for 6, so he did finish. He had 11 points, but that was a big factor, not letting him get going in the second half.
Jerry Thompson, Doug Sills.
Yeah, congrats, Coach. I know last game you mentioned Jalen Terry, trying to get him in the game. I thought with Campbell, smaller guy. Are there any thoughts to that? Why didn't you get him?
I just, it's gut. There's nothing. Jalen's done a great job. He stayed with it. He's been a great team member. All our guys want to play, but to have the unselfishness to stay ready and play for your teammates and be ready. As I said, Will just took the game over, and I didn't take him out. I mean, I thought he was playing good. I asked him a couple times if he needed one, and he didn't. He said he didn't. And, I just thought that second half, I thought he was aggressive. I thought he made plays. I thought he had a heck of a second half. I thought he just took the game over.
Kate Rogerson.
Coach, you've mentioned it a couple times. The bench energy was kind of out of this world this game compared to others. And the leader of the pack seems to be Frank. What does he bring to your team, whether it's on the bench, on the court? There's just something about his charisma that kind of motivates everyone else.
Absolutely, Kate. He's that way all the time. That's his personality. And it is infectious. I mean, he gets everybody going. It gets everybody going. And he's not afraid. So many guys, it's not cool, to let everybody know that he's all in. And he's just not afraid to show he's all in, whether it's practice, preparing for a game, in the locker room. That's great leadership. The second phase of that is guys willing to follow, and getting that next guy and that next guy to follow. And Frank has never given up. He's trying to get guys involved, and Gabe and Will Johnson and Luke and Eddie, they got into it. And we were really good. I don't know if you saw the last game, but the game Monday night against Arizona, our bench really started that. And because we're in the 6th game of a 7-game stretch. And, I said, fellas, the energy's got to come from somewhere. You're part of this team. We're either all going to the NCAA tournament or nobody's going. We're either all going to win a conference championship or no one's going to win. This is not an individualized sport. And you give the team what you can. And I always tell the guys, I know exactly, I was a bad player and I was on the bench most of the time. And so I know being part of a team, you just got to. And so when I tell those guys, I know what you're going through. I know how bad you want to play, but right now, this is what our team needs. And we're either all going to Indianapolis, we're either all going to win a championship, or none of us are. And, that's something we preach all the time. And it's just whether guys buy in. But going back to your original thought, Frank is the leader of that. Frank is the leader of that. He came here, he didn't even know if he was going to play. And I just kept saying, Frank, we need you. And, the minutes he gives us, he energizes us, but he is all in on that bench. And he knows the scouting report front and back. He knows every guy. Some guy catches it, driver, and some other guy gets it, close, he's a shooter. He's screaming from the bench. He's in. And tremendous leadership for a guy that just joined us at Christmas.
James?
You hit on it a little bit there, Dana, but 7th game in 14 days, and you just played all your starters north of 32 minutes, Will for 40 minutes for just the 2nd time in his career. How did they just all do this in their 7th game in 14 days?
Well, the other thing about that, James, you go back, okay, we have a close game with Colorado. We have a close game with Utah. We don't perform. Okay, we have a close game with Stanford. Not only do we have 7 games in 14 days, but we had 2-pointer and 3-pointer and a 4-pointer. They went down to the wire. And so not only does that drain you physically, but it drains you mentally. And we were really light in practice, but that's in my opinion, I think it's toughness. I think Eugene is one of the toughest guys. I've done this 40 years. He's one of the toughest guys I've had. Chris wanted to be out there. He's trained himself so hard this year. He's the last one to leave the gym. Will wanted to play. He, had something to prove. Eric, LJ, Chandler, I agree with you. It's been a tough 14-day stretch, but the guys are tough. They knew what they wanted. I'm just really proud of them, because any one of the games, if we'd have gave in, like I said, we were embarrassed about our effort at USC, but we did battle back. I was really proud of the guys. We were down there and I told them, if you think I'm letting you off, no way. We're going to press them. We're going to try to get this back. and got it all the way down to 10. And, you know, just a couple free throws and a couple looks, we might have made them tighten up a little bit. And you know, tonight, you know, 9 points, you know, a lot of teams I think would have quit, and it wasn't going well for us. We didn't have much energy, but great credit to all the guys. They turned it around.
Coach, appreciate your time. We got a player waiting, so congrats on the win. Good luck on Sunday.
All righty. Thanks.